In this lecture we will talk about loops. We'll begin with while loop. So here is small example. We first define the mutable variable that will serve as counter, and then we have while loop. It begins with keyword while, and then we have condition, and inside the curly braces we have loop body. This body will be executed as many times as this condition is satisfied, and we see that in each iteration loop we increment this counter. So in this concrete example, this loop body will be executed 5 times. And now we can run to verify this. Inside the loops you can also use break and continue. First I will demonstrate how to use continue. So here I just want to print this hello world when this counter is odd number. So first inside the body we increase the counter, and then we check if this number is even, and in this case we execute this continue statement. So with this continue we skip rest of the loop body, so we will skip this print statement. We can now verify this and see that we only display hello world when this counter is odd number. If you want early exit from the loop, you can use break statement. So here we need add another conditional and just check if the counter is equal to 4. Then we will print message on the screen and execute break statement, so the loop will immediately end and the code after the loop will get executed. And now we can run this, and we see that we output hello world only 2 times when the counter is below 4. The next thing I want to show you is how you can exit from the nested loop. So here we first introduce some simple loop where we just loop through numbers 1 to 5. We can run this. Yeah, so this will be our outer loop. Now we will introduce the inner loop. In this inner loop we also loop through numbers 1 to 5, and here we just print the counters. And now we want, when this condition is met, so when counter is equal to 3 and this epsilon is also equal to 3, we want to terminate the loop using the break statement. So this terminating the loop message should be the last thing that is outputted. And now when we run this, we see that this is not the case. Here we have some other output after this message. And yeah, and this is because this break just breaks from this inner loop. Now you can solve this problem in couple of ways. For example, you can add here some flag, and you can set this flag to true when this condition is met, and then after the inner loop we can just check this flag. If this flag is set, we just exit from the outer loop. Now we can run this program and we see that it's working correctly. But Rust allows us to do this in much nicer way. So we don't need this additional flag at all. So we can delete this code that we just wrote. So like this. So and thing that we can do is that we can name the block. So here we will name this block like this. Yeah, so this is just user defined name, so you can put any name here. And now all that you need to do is, when you have a break statement, you just break to this named block. And now we will exit this outer loop immediately. And now we can run to check this. And we see that this terminating loop message is also the last thing that is outputted. So that means that it's working correctly. Next thing I want to talk about is infinitive loop. So to write infinitive loop, we will not use while loop. Instead, we will use loop statement. So here I can show you. So this is how it looks like. So we have just this loop statement that doesn't have any condition. It just have the body. And to exit from this loop inside the body, you must use the break, unless you want to run forever. There is also another feature because of this, because we don't have condition, and the only way how you can exit the loop is this break statement. We can return the value from this block, and this is very similar as this was done for if conditional. So we can just after the break return some variable, and here Rust complains because we need to store this into some variable. So this, and put the semicolon and then, and we can of course print the result to see is it working correctly, like this. And we see after this infinity loop messages we get the result 5, and that was the state of counter when we use this break. We can also loop using the for statement, but this will be shown when we talk about iterators. And that's all in today's lecture. See you in next one. Bye.